Hey guys, welcome to EuroLeague Fantasy Talks. In this episode, we'll talk about BasketNews EuroLeague Fantasy and preparation for round 12. And this is how much my team got in round 11. It is 218 fantasy points, and we grew our budget by 1.6 million. And this is where the money came from, mostly from Petrushev, Milutinov, Hayes Davis, and Fournier, also Lidé. Only Booker and Thompson didn't bring any budget to us. Thompson got 0, and Booker decreased his price by minus 10k. Didn't do so well against Barcelona, although his team won. So let's check how much my guys need to score to not drop their price in round 12. I colored green the numbers that are good. For example, in Milutinov, with minus 15, he would still not drop his price if he would score minus 15 fantasy points. Nigel Hayes Davis is good with minus 1 fantasy point. Everything above should increase his price. Edwards minus 4 is his safe zone, and Petrushev, even with minus 25, minus 27, would still not drop in price. On the other hand, Mirotic needs to score 15 fantasy points and more to not drop in price. Booker 16.3 and Thompson 25.1 fantasy point not to drop their price. Lidé with 2.1, he should be fine. Also James 7.8, it shouldn't be a problem for him to score that number. And Fournier is good with minus 10. So I'll definitely trade Thompson, and let's see what other two trades I will make now. So let's go and make those trades. Alright, so as I said, I will trade out Thompson. And actually I will trade out the remaining two red guys. And by red I mean that they're not so great in price growing. I will only keep one guy from Olimpia Milano, and it will be Lidé that I will keep. I will trade out Mirotic because I don't want to risk it against Fenerbahce, at least not with two guys. So I will keep Lidé for the risky, and he also plays more on the center position, so he should have a better overall performance against Fenerbahce's frontcourt. And I will sell Mirotic. And as my last player, I will sell Devin Booker. He will probably have a good game against Crvena Zvezda, unless Joel Bolomboy would be back after injury. But still, he doesn't have great price growing stats, so I will go with another center. And therefore I have to trade him out. Alright, and for my guard, I will pick Theo Maledon. It's basically the same trade I did last round, but I had to trade it back because it appeared that Vezenkov is injured and cannot play. So therefore I had to sacrifice Maledon and trade back to Thompson last round. But now we have Maledon back, so that's great. As Maledon, even with minus 12, would not drop his price. So he has great price growing stats at the moment. For my forward, I will pick Jabari Parker. Parker needs to score minus 5.6 to not drop his price, so everything above should increase his value. And now with Chimezime injured, he has minutes same as previous season, where he had the main power forward role. In this El Clasico against Real Madrid, it will be a home game for Barcelona. Also, Real Madrid is a bit struggling to find their rhythm, so Parker should have a great game against Real Madrid. And for my center, I will pick Vincent Poirier from FS. Poirier needs to score minus 2 not to drop in price, and that makes him a great pick because he will also play against Aswell, who don't have a strong frontcourt, in which Poirier should dominate. It's a away game, but still Poirier should bring us numbers. So this is my team for round 12, and let's now go check players and their price growing stats. So these are top 10 centers by fantasy points average at the moment, and also the amount of fantasy points that they need to score in round 12 to not drop their price. For example, Lesor would not drop his price if he would score 19 fantasy points or more, and Milutinov is safe with minus 15, as we talked earlier in the video. Tavares needs to score 16.5, Vesely is similar. I would see Saka only getting back to his numbers if Laverne or other frontcourt players would be absent for injury or other reasons, as that's what got him his minutes and his role. Donta Hall is good with 14.1. Tavares Hayes, even if he would score 0 fantasy points, he should still grow in price. And Geoffrey Laverne with minus 8 is good, so Laverne is not a bad pick because he seems to be the main center as long as he's healthy. These are the top 10 forwards by fantasy points average at the moment. Mirtic having the best fantasy points average, and as we already know, he needs 15 fantasy points. Moneke needs almost 20 fantasy points not to drop in price. Jalen Horde from Maccabi needs 12.9. Toko 14.3. Juancho, maybe not so great for price growing at the moment. Tariq, not so bad pick with 9.8 and Trevin with 2.9. But now they signed McCormack and also Wetzel is back, so Trevin might not be as dominant. And the top guards by fantasy points average at the moment is Shorts, Campazzo and Maledon in the top 3. Not all of them have great stats. For example, Campazzo, he can grow his price, but it will not be as much as compared to Shorts or Maledon if he would have the same amount of fantasy points. Edwards is rather good. Okobo is now good at the moment. Kendrick Ryan is alright. Don't pick Kevin Punter if you want to grow your budget, as he needs to score 44.5 fantasy points, not to drop in price. So not so great pick for that. But otherwise, Bryant needs to score 22 and Thompson 25, as we already know. So also not a great picks. So James, Okobo, Edwards, Maledon and Shorts are the best ones. And let's now check players that have the best price growing stats in each position. Not all of these picks are great for fantasy points, but definitely good for price growing, as even with 0 fantasy points, they should still grow in price. Multinov having the best stats at the moment. Ante Zizic picking his shape now with minus 11, he would still not drop his price. Sorkin is good with minus 10. Motiunas minus 3. Brandon Davis is minus 0.8. So basically with 0 PR he shouldn't drop in price. And Kavaris Hayes also with 0 is safe. When it comes to forwards, Prochda has the best stats. Petrushev is the second. Also great picks are Colson, Jabari Parker. Some of these players don't play so much and actually might get a DNP. So if they don't play, their price will not be recalculated and you will not gain anything. So be mindful of that. Otherwise, Clyburn, Ritchie and Schmitz are good picks. And for guards, obviously Obst is best now with minus 32. After that crazy performance and EuroLeague record of 3-pointers made per game. Strazel is also good, only for 336k with minus 13 save zone. Vildoza needs to score minus 8.6 not to drop in price. Lonnie Walker for only 600k. He's good even minus 4.5. So also great pick for fantasy points now. And Shorts with minus 4. And Curlick Jones, the main point guard of Partizan with minus 2.7 is also a great pick. That's all guys, I hope I made just a little bit easier for you to decide on your lineups. For more content on EuroLeague Fantasy, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel, I appreciate it a lot. Otherwise, thank you for watching and see you in the next one.